Good morning, everybody. My name is Gabe Albornoz, and it is a pleasure and honor to be with all of you this morning. And what a remarkable presentation just now. As we come back from recess, that nourished our souls in ways that are difficult to describe. And that was certainly an incredible presentation that left me tremendously moved. Speaking of moving programs and initiatives, it now gives me great pleasure to bring forward and acknowledge a truly unique partnership between the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League, as well as Manna Foods and Giant Foods, who for 10 years have been nourishing families across our region through a unique partnership. If I could bring them forward. And we have representatives here from Manna Foods, Ms. Stephanie Hubbard, from the Ripken League, Mr. Brad Rifkin. We also have from Giant Food, Mr. Ron Simon. And from the Giants, one of the baseball teams, we have Matthew Congas and Alfie Riley. And from Big Train, we have David Schneider and Chris Rogers. And from Georgetown University, and a 2019 Big Train player, Mr. Jack Weeks. And Jack, truth be told, my son, my 9-year-old son, has your autographed baseball in his room. And so it gives me great pleasure to read this proclamation along with my colleague, Andrew Friedson, and I want to give him an opportunity to say a few words now as well.
Thank you to my colleague, Councilmember Albornoz, and it is just such a humbling honor to be a member of the council on this powerful morning and to be able to represent Bethesda, home of the Bethesda Big Train, and to be able to celebrate partnership and to be able to celebrate giving back and to be able to celebrate how our community comes together with the business community, the nonprofit community, the sports community, and our families to serve those in need. It really is what Montgomery County is all about. It's what the Bethesda community is all about. And it really is just a remarkable partnership. And I am just honored to be able to go to games, to be able to represent a place that does so much for so many, and to be able to celebrate this extraordinary program that has really been helping serving our community in many ways.
Great. We're going to now ask Ms. Stephanie Hubbard from Manna Foods to say a couple of words.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Councilmember Friedson and Albornoz, for your support of this proclamation. The face of hunger in Montgomery County is hidden within our community. A lot of people note that we're such a prosperous region, but 63,000 of our neighbors don't always know where their next meal will come from, including a third of our kids in school. And Manna Food Center's mission is to really reach out into the community and provide food support for people who are going through temporary and long-term crises so that they can be contributing members of our community and help return to self-sufficiency. This food drive over the summer is a really fun one for us because a lot of times when people are traveling, they might not be thinking about donating as they do maybe during the holiday season. And so the Bethesda Big Train food drive is really a way for us to engage the community in a fun way, and we're so thankful for these folks for helping us do that. We're very thankful to Bruce Adams. He's been our fearless leader and such a community service for the past 10 years. Let's give Bruce a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much to the Big Train players who go to 12 Giant stores and really drum up support for food donation over the summer. This year they collected over 7,000 pounds of food, and over the past 10 years they've collected over, what is it, Bruce? 30 tons. Bruce loves to talk about the tons at the game, which is really fun because it helps people kind of wrap their arms around the amount of food that we're... Exactly, and the Gaithersburg Giants are the winners this year for the second year in a row. Give them a round of applause. Over 2,000 pounds of food collected. Yes, thank you. We have the trophy here. And we also want to thank Giant Food, who's our partner not only for this food drive, but for food drives throughout the year and for donating food to Manna through food recovery. We go to almost every grocery store in Montgomery County to receive food from Giant, and they're our largest food supporters by far and a really valuable partner of ours, so thank you so much. We also want to thank the council. Today is a very auspicious day in the history of Manna Food Center. This morning at 10 o'clock, we began a soft launch of our new free marketplace in East County at 12301 Old Columbia Pike. It's set up like a grocery store. We're going to start serving people there, and the food that was collected is going to help stock those shelves so our neighbors can shop for the food that they want and not just receive the box, because we're still going to be doing the box in some locations, but trying to provide more opportunities for people to select their food. And we were able to do this in part because of the generosity of our community and part of the generosity of the county council and the county executive through the grants process. So thank you so much. We're excited about this new endeavor for Manna Food Center and about the partnerships that we have that enable us to do this work. Thank you.
Wonderful. Point of privilege, I do want to also acknowledge my former colleague from the Leggett administration, Bruce Adams. You're not going to find very many people who've done more for this county than Bruce and his family, so thank you for your leadership for many years, Bruce. All right, we're going to go ahead and read this proclamation. Andrew and I are going to tag team this, and so I think I can do this without my reading glasses. The Montgomery County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby provides this proclamation. Whereas the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League began play in the summer of 2005 with 3 teams based in Montgomery County: Bethesda Big Train, Rockville Express, and Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. The league was named in honor of the iconic coach of the Baltimore Orioles, Cal Ripken Sr., dedicated to promoting long-term programs of amateur and youth baseball and softball while fostering spirited competition with an emphasis on sportsmanship, teamwork, honesty, and fair play. And
whereas in the summer of 2010, the 3 teams in the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League began a Feed the Hungry challenge with players, interns, and volunteers from each team collecting food for the Manna Food Center at giant food stores in a friendly competition designed to help our neighbors in need. In 2013, the Gaithersburg Giants joined the league and began participating in the challenge. And whereas
each summer, nearly 100 players, interns, and volunteers participate in the challenge of 12 giant food stores across Montgomery County. The Ripken League teams are comprised of star college players who come to Montgomery County from colleges and universities across the country to play wooden bat baseball in June and July, providing role models for aspiring young ball players across the Washington metropolitan region and internationally. And whereas
on Saturday, July 13th, the Ripken League ball players collected 7,675 pounds of food for the Manna Food Center, bringing the 10-year total to 60,846 pounds, which is more than 30 tons of food for Montgomery's neighbors in need. The annual Feed the Hungry Challenge restocks Manna shelves for the important but too often overlooked summer months.
Now, there it be resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby celebrates 10 years of the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League's Feed the Hungry Challenge and expresses its appreciation to the players, interns, and volunteers of the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League and their partners from the Manna Food Center, Giant Food, and Text Design for 10 years of outstanding service to the residents of Montgomery County, presented on this 10th day of September 2019, signed by myself and our council president, Nancy Navarro. Let's give them a round of applause.